Wednesday, if you can believe it. We are halfway through the week. We are on day 16 of 75 hard. So I'm going to say good morning. Again, we're on our early morning walk and it is just a beautiful day. There's actually a little bit more of a breeze in the marina, so I'll take it. And so if you have been following this series or it's your first time watching live, I'm Connie Kircher. I'm an elite entrepreneur coach. I live fully nomadic in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. We live actually on our boat full time. I do entrepreneurship coaching in the spaces of sales, marketing, follow-up strategies. And yeah, yesterday was a long coaching day, right? My last client was at 8 p.m. And so it was a long day. And then today is kind of the same rodeo, right? Where today is a very, very heavy client day. And a lot of networking, virtual networking. And so, just to kind of kick us off for today's video of day 16, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, we only have 60 days left, right? 59 today. Really wanted to set the tone that, when you space your days accordingly, or what I always call theme your days. Again, today, getting up, doing my walk. We're not going to the gym in the morning because I have so many early morning coaching calls here. So it just doesn't make sense to drive across the island and come back for that time frame. I'll actually go later tonight for the second workout to wrap up the day. And I say that for an example of you do at times have to ebb and flow your schedule and see what works in terms of timing, how much travel time, how much, energy you have left in the tank. So again, today, I'm not expecting the best workouts of both times. I'm not expecting all, fitness time. I already have my meals prepped, right? I'm just going and going. I want all my energy, all my focus to be on completion at my highest level. This is where I want my concentration to be in my serving of the clients, in marketing details I need to finish up, and making sure that all of my communication gets done off of my plate. So if that resonates with you, do you theme your days like I do, where I'm very, work heavy several days out of the week, and then I turn it off and make sure that I'm more personal focused, health focused. Look how pretty the sunrise is coming up. And if you haven't watched the video yesterday, I did a video in between coaching calls, live, to talk about Weezer. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you don't know what Weezer is, you need to watch that video because it's awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome technique that Weezer doesn't work. So watch that video. That's day 15. So for today's inspiration, motivation, kind of kick your butt and get you going in a good way, I'm going to really lean into, your sense of, procrastination, right? And really recognizing that procrastination really will, in the long run, create less of you trusting yourself. So that is where low confidence comes in. That is where you just kind of settle for whatever lifestyle you're creating, health habits you're creating, business you're creating, is that you just don't trust yourself to do that day in, day out and build something. So you hesitate, you procrastinate, and what I always say, you self-sabotage yourself because you don't even give it a fighting chance, right? You don't even get into the fight to see if you can win it, to see what you learn from that experience. And so today's inspiration is, a lot of us have vision boards, right? A lot of us have a word of the day. If you have a word of the day, a word of the year, you have an intention every single day, an intention for the quarter. We get really good on the ooey gooey, fuzzy, feelings of vision, right? We have an emotional reaction when we talk about, I'm creating the best version of myself. I'm feeling motivated, right? I feel good. I feel like I can be productive right now. And most of us attribute that to, again, a forward thinking future self. Okay. It's like the visionary self. And it's so far fetched that we don't know the in between steps. Okay. And so it's a, type of lifestyle, potentially type of material things, potentially the way that you physically feel and look. Potentially it's relationships. Like you can have a visual representation of all of those areas of your life, financial goals, and you have a number, right? Like you can feel that. My encouragement is you move from, look at that sunrise, you move from a vision board to an actual action board. So if you have done if you've ever done a vision board, or you have, attention for 2024, I'm going to teach you a technique. Do you have an action board? So an action board brings all of that to life by having a deadline, having execution steps, making sure that you have action steps to achieve that vision. So for me, anytime I have a client or I hear someone say, I got super clear on my vision, I'm like, that's step one. That's only step one. Great that you got clarity, but really where you need to move is an action board. So maybe today for the rest of 2024, we have about 10 weeks left, right? Is maybe you move to writing down for every part of those visions, every part of those intentions. Give me 5 critical action steps you're going to commit to for the rest of the year in each of those area. And you get very, very concentrated on the deadline, the amount of time, and the action steps it's going to take, the discipline steps it's going to take. Because most of us sit, the quote of, you set a New Year's resolution and 85% of them never come to fruition within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, not even like 6 months, people give it a fighting chance. So an encouragement moving forward is that you get an action board where you line out the deadlines, you line out the execution steps, you line out what the task, the actual task of creating that type of, lifestyle, that type of health and well-being. So every time you have a visual cue of something that inspires you, again, a vacation place, a picture of a beautiful layout of a, table and wonderful people around having a wonderful meal. Like you're really clear on the vision. I can give you the visual, you can give me the visual. But what we're missing is what are the action steps to get to that point, right? So I hope that pays for just a couple, ahas for you to go, yeah, I don't have an action board, right? I don't actually, know what that looks like in terms of the action to break that down. So I see some questions in the chat. So if you're just hopping on, we actually live full-time in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. So this is our full-time home. This is not vacation mode. This is real life mode where we work full-time virtually and we live on our boat. I'll show you the boat because I'm walking the docks right here, right there. We live on our boat full time. And so I'm getting in my first workout from 75 hard. That's a great question. And thankfully, we will be pretty safe from whatever tropical storm is coming in. Potentially it's called Nadine, but we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. But it looks like this weekend we're just going to get a ton of rain. So you might see a lot of videos where it's just downpouring for the outdoor workout of 75 hard, which is fine. I've done a lot more when I lived in Colorado. Honestly, like walking in a full snowsuit for the 45-minute outdoor workout was something that was real, like very, very real in January a couple years ago. So if it's raining a couple days this weekend, we'll take it. I don't mind getting, just a little bit cooled off when it is, 7 o'clock in the morning and it's 90 degrees. So it's all good. So I'm going to wrap up this video with just a couple more kind of closing thoughts. So again, if you've not subscribed to Elite Entrepreneur Coach, I give you content around marketing, sales, follow-up strategies, how to scale your business, how to really leverage a holistic life where you enjoy being an entrepreneur, you enjoy building the best version of yourself, and that all really does start with massive action. So I really do know that you probably all have really clear vision of where you want to go, but this series of 75 Hard is to provide you with just additional resources every single day to go, it is the little daily steps. Like I'm telling you, day 16, it hasn't been so difficult to go and get the walk in, get the water in, get the 10 pages of reading in, right? It's been just more making sure I'm staying 6 steps ahead of my schedule. So really 75 hard has always taught me to dial in, my productivity and my time management. Really, it's taught me that I can do anything that is perceived hard because your brain is conditioned to kind of wiggle out of that. So this is always kind of a recondition season for me, as I'm not doing bodybuilding competitions this year, to really just maintain a healthy, active lifestyle, but still have a competition goal in mind, because I know myself, I'm pretty competitive. So I hope that this video again was a just a inspiration, a little good start to your day. If you're watching this, good morning. Look at that. That sunrise is coming over St. Thomas. And tomorrow again, it's supposed to be a little bit cooler weather, and then when we get rocking and rolling into this weekend, it is supposed to downpour, but thankfully it doesn't look like it's turning into a hurricane, so we will take it. So, all right, subscribe to the channel. Again, if you like this video, tell me what you're gonna do to make that action board, not just vision board anymore, and I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed Wednesday. See you all tomorrow. Bye.